Hi everyone, good morning. Please forgive my appearance. I haven't done my hair yet. I've literally just got dressed by my carer and I'm now sitting on the edge of my bed. This morning I just wanted to show you how I get my wheelchair to my bed without having any assistance. So it just helps to maintain my independence. It's a very nifty way, and it involves using a pickup stick, a long one, and me, basically. So here we go. My wheelchair is about a metre and a bit away from my bed, so you can see it just sitting there. And this is my bed here, and this is me on the bed. So there are my feet, and that's the distance, I suppose, between my right foot here tapping itself and the chair and the handle of the wheelchair, which is what I need to get to in order to turn it on, and the controls over there, that sort of spongy sort of hand monitor that you can see, that spongy plastic thing that I will then control. So what I need to do first of all is I have a pickup stick, which is this sort of thing. So it's here in my left hand. So that's what it looks like. So it's a long stick with a pincher on the end of it. And what you do here is you squeeze the handle like that, and what that does when I'm squeezing it is pinch it. So what I'll do is just literally focus on the chair with a very wobbly video and change hands because I'm right-handed. So here it is in my right hand. So what I do is I know that this section over here, and I'll just zoom in on that, this section over here, that bit there, and I will show you later on, but I know that that bit there is my on and off button, and you would have actually heard it go beep beep. So I know that it's on, and I know that last night when I went to bed I left it on its lowest possible gear. So let me zoom out so you can actually get a better look at what I'm doing. And by the way, I do apologize, my bedroom looks like a mess at the moment because I make my bed up and tidy up when I get up. So I've just pinched it here with the claw, and I'll zoom in again because it's a messy video unless it's done professionally, but I've just pinched that handle, and that'll make it go backwards, or that'll make it go forwards or sideways or turn or whatever, but I don't want it to do that at the moment. I want it to be able to drive to where I need it to be. So normally I would, if I was just getting up, I would drive it here and I would then turn it that way and reverse it into where it needs to be, because at this point now my bed is very close to me. You can see the edge of my bed. So I would pull it in so it's close enough for me to be able to then, you can see the button there, to actually reach it and pull it in so it's next to my bed. But we'll do that for another video. Today's purpose is simply just to actually show you how I stretch my hip flexors. So then I make sure that I miss my feet, which are down here, and I'm going to have to pull my silly left leg in because that doesn't work. So I'm going to have to pull that in, and believe me, I have run over toes before. So then I'll just change it to my left hand, and I drive with my left hand, believe it or not, even though I'm right-handed. I learnt that way, and I've not been able to, well, I tried to change it over, but I didn't. So I just pull it in close enough here without destroying my sheet. And then now you can actually see the buttons here. So it was actually that button there that I turned on with the edge of the pincher of the pickup stick. So I would have then used the one bit to turn it on, and that's the noise that it makes. So I turn that off, and just looking at the controls last night when I went to bed, this particular section here is for my speed. So if I go punch it up all the way, that's extremely fast and way too fast for getting into bed and for what I know I need to do in the morning. So I've set that up to be on the lowest possible speed, and I know it's not in tilted position. So now I know that this is set up for the right angle. So what I do is I turn that off because I don't want it driving anywhere. Now the second part of what I use is these leg lifters. Now these particular leg lifters are used for spinal patients in order to, or anyone really, well anyone can, I suggest anyone uses them, to be able to lift your feet. And that in order to do that, well that enables you, I suppose, to then do lots and lots of other things, whether it be lift your leg up onto your other leg or put your shoe on, or in my case it's to actually do two things. It's to put my legs up on my bed when I transfer onto my bed, and the second thing I do is I sleep with both one on each leg, because my legs get very stiff at night due to the disease, and it makes it very hard to bend them. And if I don't bend them throughout the night, it means that in the morning, especially my left leg being my weaker side, it's very difficult to bend it in the morning in order to sit in an upright position on my shower chair. So this is what the actual thing looks like. It's just, I don't know, it's probably about 1 meter long. It's got, on this end, it's got a soft handle, so you can put your, let me just get it right. Oh dear, dropped that one. I'll pick up another one. Here's the other one. Okay, so on this end, it's got, and I'll take some photos of this so it's easier to see. So it's got a soft end here, and I'm just trying to find it. There we are. There's like a handle that you can put your hand through, and you can grip it if you need to. And then on this end, it's, well, the whole thing is, it's a dodgy video, isn't it? The whole thing is wire, so you can see that it's bendable, so you can bend it in whatever shape you want it to be in, and it's got a fairly sturdy wire within it. That wire, they do break, and I don't know, I think it's about $35. So here we are again. So this is the section, because this is firm wire that goes around my feet, and what it usually does is it goes around sort of this part of my foot, but I'm going to use it for something completely different today. So what I'm going to do is use the firm side to attach it around, and now this is probably not what the company needs to know about, but I attach it around here. And the reason for doing that, oh, it's so hard to photo, isn't it? The reason I do that is because all that I can actually do is, I can't do a sit-up with the spinal cord injury that I have. So the only thing that I can do is basically lift my head up off the pillow or the floor, the bed. That's really it. I can, when lying down, I cannot do a sit-up. So due to all those lesions on my spine. So here goes. I'm just going to turn, I'm going to stop the video and I'll turn it around. I go back and I hold on and I hold on and I hold on and I lie back, and I'll pull for some funny faces here because it is incredibly painful. And you'll see I'm bright red. I've never seen myself in this position. So now you can see the edge of the bed here and my lovely dark roots, off to the hairdresser tomorrow, and my bed rail and the floor, and you'll see the fridge there. So now I'm totally lying down, and on this side here you'll see I'm hanging on for dear life to this rod that's attached, this leg lifter that's attached to my wheelchair. And the reason, here we are, that's a better shot. I was trying to find that angle. So the reason now is you can see the belly, which is lovely, but because I'm too stubborn and I won't ask anyone to shoot this for me, my legs are, I'm not sure if I can show you oh, that's a good shot, isn't it? These are my hip flexors here, down there, with my pickup stick that I can show you. These are my hip flexors down about there, and if I go down that way, you might see the end of my leg, but anyway, there's my hip flexor there, right there. So I come back up because it's such a flattering shot, and that's how I get down, but that wasn't too bad today. So then I will often just do stretches because you become very round-shouldered, or I've become very round-shouldered, and so my arms don't go back all the way like they used to. So there are several parts to this. So I'll often use a weight, and from my years and years of doing weight training in my 20s and early 30s and late 30s, I used to do a specific exercises with the weight on the end of it that pulls my arm back and stretches my triceps and my whole shoulder area. But at the moment my shoulders are sore from doing something really stupid when I was out and about, so I'm just giving them a bit of a rest. So that's something else that I would normally do. We'll cover that another day. So there are several parts to this stretch which I love. So my hip flexors are getting a good stretch, but also in between all my ribs, because I mostly sit in the chair and I'm hunched over a lot of the time because I can't hold a position for very long. Those paths on my my spinal cord don't work all the time, so that's a long story for another day. Again, that's just how the spinal cord works when there's damage on the spinal cord. So I love that stretching, and as much as I do the physical exercise, I find the stretching is equally as important, given that if you don't do it, you're going to lose it, basically, aren't you? My gosh, I look stunning in this position. Anyway, so that's how I stretch. And I look, for the period of time that I stretch for, it varies every time I do it. It just depends on how I feel and how busy I am, or whether I'm going out. And I always do it in the morning, because at the moment I'm at the end of my bed, as you can see, whereas at night time I'm right up at the top of my bed here, and all I want to do is get into bed, and it's not convenient for me to park my wheelchair on an angle such as oh gosh, where is it? On an angle such as it is where it actually captures, oh gosh, this is such a stupid video, isn't it? Where it captures the, anyway, where it sits on the edge of the bed, where it actually turns around is what I'm trying to say. So here we go. I'm going to get up, right? So I'm going to turn it around and stop it from looking at me. All right. So here we go. So here I am hanging on to it. And I'm pulling like crazy without damaging my wheelchair. And I'm I've never done it while holding a video. And upright I am. So here I am. As you can see, I've managed to straighten the camera and you can look at my lovely wardrobe. So here I am, I'm sitting up. There it is. There's the chair. There's that. And I'm sitting up and my hip flexors feel great. So that's it. That's how I stretch my hip flexors.